the fact we need some help to win La Liga isn't a bad thing. I mean, we have no one but ourselves to blame. We lost a couple of key games. We drew a couple of key games. We're going to the last game of the season. We're 3 points behind Barcelona, and we need Barcelona to lose in order to win because we have the head-to-head against Barcelona and the goal differential, actually. The bad news is we need a team in a relegation fight to beat Barcelona, and I just don't think that's going to happen. My name's FM20. It's time to get real. So, here's how things are looking. Last game of the season, we've already qualified for the Champions League. Barcelona is on 94 points. We are on 91. Villarreal and Madrid are at 74. Atletico is at 70. Betis is at 60. So, they are... Well, it depends on what happens. There's a lot going on, at least on some of the lower levels, and even in here as well. Barcelona is playing Valladolid. We are playing Celta Vigo, who are in 9th place. They're a solid squad. So... How did we get here? Well, we tripped. We lost to Barcelona 3-2. We beat Eibar 2-1. We beat Granada 4-1. We beat Madrid 3-2. The 4-1 game against Granada was really nice. There was a solid all-around team effort. Beating Madrid 3-2 at Madrid was nice. Maria goal, Uche goal, Matasevica goal. The draw at Villarreal and the loss at Barcelona, these two games are essentially what the season turned on. You can't explain it any other way. The only other La Liga game we've lost has been to Atletico, and that was at the beginning of the season. We drew a couple. I mean, we drew at Madrid. We drew at Sevilla. But, you know, you're going to draw. That's going to happen. It's the games that you actually have a decent chance of winning that you don't, that come back to bite you. We had a decent chance of winning at Villarreal. Granted, they pasted us 4-1 3 days prior, but we had a decent chance of beating them. And we couldn't. You know, we beat the teams we were supposed to beat. We fought the teams we were supposed to fight. More often than not, we came out on top, except when we didn't. The draw at Getafe, the draw at Villarreal, the draw at Zaragoza, and then we drew at Villarreal again and Deportivo. So Villarreal has been our bogey team this year. So, like I was showing earlier, we need some help to win La Liga. On the other hand, there's some positive things going on. Robert Maria, 54 goals and a 7.80 rating. Israel, 17 assists. Robert Maria also has 13 players in the match. And Robert Fernandez, 15 yellow cards. Maria signed a new contract last episode and responded with his usual performance. I had a hard time believing he's only 20 years old. And then I remembered I got him a season after Helio joined us, because I was looking for someone to pair up with Helio. Got him for 4.4 from SC Voluntari, and the plan was to start him on the under-19s, and then this is when Helio left, and he got thrown into the starting lineup. 15 and 31, 19 and 30. Now he's got 36 and 34, but when you look at his performance as a whole, 8 goals in 8 games in the Champions League, 7 goals in 5 games in the Supercopa, 7 goals in 5 games in the Copa del Rey. 3 goals in 1 game in the Supercopa. He has 36 goals in 32 games and 2 appearances off the bench right now. So he has turned into an absolutely, he's a wonder kid. That's what they're calling him. So teams have started making moves on players. We haven't done that yet. The only thing I've done is I've accepted. There's a German team. I'm totally blanking off the top of my head. They put together a friendly cup in July, which was worth like 520,000 euros, and it's on TV. So I said, yeah, sure, why not? So that's what we're doing. We got our budget last episode, 160 million euro transfer budget, 2.3 million euro payroll budget, which is nice. That means we got 1.2 million euros to spend. This actually might be the year I go out and spend big money on a couple of players. One of the areas I'm looking at is defensive right back, because as much as I like Fernandez, he's just a yellow card machine. I mean, he's a solid player. He's 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's still only 21 years old. And I don't want to kick him to the curb before it's, he hasn't done anything to really, really hack me off like players have in the past. He's a solid defensive right back. He's a solid defensive midfielder. He could play midfielder and defensive center back if I needed him to. But part of me also wonders, he's 2.5-star current, 4-star potential. If I can go out and get a 4-star current, 4-star potential player who's maybe a little bit older and get him in, that'd be nice. The other place I'm looking at is definitely defensive left back. Pagano has been injured a decent amount this year. Let me go here real quick. So, bruised ankle, bruised foot, double hernia, tight groin. I clicked on the wrong thing. I got Broderson behind him, who will get a decent amount of playing time. So, he's 25 years old. He's a squad player on 99,000 euros a week. I got him for 24.5. I need to play him. It's just, there's no two ways about it. So, I don't know. We'll figure that out in the offseason. Frankly, I'm just dithering because I really don't want to play this game. I'm really kind of miffed I have to depend on Real Valladolid to win La Liga. But, considering how the rest of the season went in terms of losing in the Champions League the way we did and everything like that, it's kind of par for the course this season. So I'm going to double check my best 11, set the reserves. We're going to come back with the last game of the season against Celta Vigo in just a bit. 4-3-1-2. I haven't seen one of those in a while. We, of course, are playing our 4-2-4. Seferovic in goal. Pagano, Uche, Benvenuti, and Fernandez is the defensive back four. Augusto and Malo as the midfielders. Sutter and Israel as the attacking midfielders. Matasevic and Maria up top as the strikers. Latest scores. This is the one we're interested in. Barcelona and Valladolid. Someone was fouled. Giving up a penalty kick, 9 minutes in. Well done, boys. Because Uche had a handball. Now, of course, poetic justice for this episode would be Valladolid winning and us losing and Madrid still winning. And Barcelona still winning the league. Montero on the throw to Kassar, dispossessed by Israel, but he gets it back. Israel dispossesses him again. Brings it inside, up to Matasevic, but Sardella steps in front of Matasevic. Cross to Kassar, to Rodriguez. Sends it back. Raboui. Hey, there's a familiar name. Up towards Silvestre, knocked down to Guilherme. Up to Ruiz, who scores again. Mother puss bucket. Oh, no, he was offsides. Fernandez, long thrown to Benvenuti. Uche, up to Israel. He's got help, cuts inside, feeds Matasevic to Maria, rounds and Raboui's right there. Oh, Raboui gives it away. We've seen that before. Fernandez stops it from going out of bounds, brings it up, back to Benvenuti. All the way across the field to Sutter. To Pagano. All the way back to Seferovic. Uche to Benvenuti. Out to Fernandez. Up into space. Israel's going to run that down. And he takes a shot. It's very, very wide and very, very... And Barcelona scored. No, Barcelona's tied. We've got 14 shots, 7 on target. They've had 2 and 1. We've had a huge possession advantage, and we haven't been able to do anything with it. I let my assistant do the halftime talk. Something tells me I should have yelled at the guys. And Israel just got injured. Okay, so we'll bring Resnicek on. Tell the guys to push forward. 75 minutes in, we got nothing going. Cross, up to Rodriguez. Back to Cross. Up towards Silvestre, but it's knocked down. Augusto has it. Back to Pagano. He feeds Malo up to Sutter. Gets by one, gets by the other. Augusto takes the shot, bounces back and forth. Zorlu to Malo. Raboui, the nice stop. Raboui towards Silvestre. Knocked down, but Mraz is there. You are absolutely effing kidding me. I really don't want to see that again. He's got 5 real high-end players surrounding him, and he scores from there. Nobody runs that down. Ruiz gets it. Mraz. Dispossessed, but it goes Padilla back up to Mraz. Oh, good grief. I thought he was going to score again. Barcelona and Valladolid are still tied. Rodri gives it away. Fernandez to Benvenuti. Up to Augusto. Drives forward. Back to Malo. Out to Fernandez. Oh, tries crossing it in. Sardella's there. Gets it away to Ruiz. It was a nice save by the Valladolid defensive back. Ruiz gets by one guy. Takes a shot, and it's very wide left. 8 minutes to score 2 goals. Valladolid and Barcelona tied. Something that tells me Barcelona is doing just enough to not lose. Pagano to Matasevic in the box, headed over the crossbar. 5 minutes of extra time. If Valladolid scores, no, Barcelona and Valladolid tied. Valladolid avoided relegation with that. That's what happens when you need help. We paid out $3.6 million to the squad. We save the game, and then we'll come back and do an end-of-season review, and then it's off to the off-season, figure out what we're going to do next. Back in a bit. That was mildly annoying. 91 points, though. That's nothing to laugh at. And if I recall, we got less than 91 yellow cards. 82. We tried our level best. Good grief. Barcelona had a goal differential of plus 83. That is insane. I mean, even the team that got relegated, Malaga, had a goal differential of minus 49. Ajay had a very good season at Tenerife. He is my young winger, or my young midfielder who I brought in and then loaned out. He will be back here next year on the starting line. Thorup is my young center back. He will be loaned out again next year. He got better. He's doing well. Record low number of defeats, but we only lost 3 times. Seferovic inducted into the best 11. He pushed out Van Berkel. Where is Van Berkel these days? He's allowing 52 goals in 34 games for Groningen, who finished 12th in the area division. He's a good keeper, but man, when I let Helio go, he totally went off the rails. Best 11 where they are now. Let's see. Mahmoud's at Barcelona. Delvabora's at Lazio. How was his season this year? Not too bad. 6.88 in 31 games. Lemaitre's at Villarreal. He hardly got off the bench. 9 starts, 6 off the bench, 1 goal, 1 assist. Barnabashvili was at Valencia. It's a solid season for him. Helio was on loan at Sevilla. Had 7 goals and 2 assists in 35 games. That's interesting. Smilkovic to Zenit. Wow. 19 goals in 27 games. 3 in the Europa League. That's a decent season from the Croatian sensation. I'd say they got their money's worth out of that. He had more goals this year than he had any time prior. Juato is still in Mexico. He's got to be in his 30s now. He's still all own goals in 33. Charles Ely Mathis went to Beijing. They're in the middle of their league right now, so his stats aren't going to be the best there. Last year, he had 1 goal and 3 assists in 33 games. And then who else went to... Majashak is in Sion, which is in Switzerland. Now he's a bench player more than anything else. How was Alonso's season last year? Yeah. Oh, he moved this season. Okay. So they're halfway through. They're not going to be much. And then Joubert, about the same. 2 assists and a player of the match. 1 goal. Okay. Anyone else? Alvaro Sanz. That's a name I haven't thought about in a long time. Is it Livorno now? They are in Serie B? Yeah. And then Picariata turns out for Hull. Came off the bench as a sub. 9 appearances, 17 off the bench. 2 goals. 32 years old. Don't know how much more he has left in the tank. Zenit let him go on a free. Clemente de la Calzada and Barrera all retired. Clemente must have just retired. He's trying to be a coach, but he's not a very good coach. He's trying to be a fitness coach with a fitness score of 1. De la Calzada retired. Andres Barrera retired. And the season awards. Robert Maria, Player of the Year. That's a given. Augusto, kind of second best. Barry Verdonk, signing of the season on a free. Young Player of the Season, Robert Maria at 20 years old. Jeremy Sutter with a goal this season against Zaragoza. Was this the one where he took the ball and then dribbled all the way up the field and took the shot? Yes, it is. Sutter driving forward in the rain. Get out of the way, ref. Holds it up, top of the box. Nothing but net. Definitely goal of the season worthy there. Season review was really, really good. We were in first place for a few weeks. We were in second place most of the season. Finished runners-up. Got knocked out in the first knockout round to Schalke in the Champions League. Lost in the Copa del Rey final to Villarreal. Lost in the Supercopa to Barcelona, but no one really cares about that. The 3-0 loss to Atletico Madrid earlier in the season was the moment to forget. Beating Athletic Club 5-0 was the season to remember. Season of 2019. Everybody's retired except Jorge Vela is still playing for Lorca at 34. 7 goals, 9 assists, 7 players of the match. Lorca is 3rd Division, Group 13. Wow. And then Mohamed Mizian is still playing for Las Rosas. 31 years old, 15 goals, 2 assists, 3 players of the match, 19 appearances, 15 off the bench. Las Rosas is also 3rd Division. Everybody else has retired or moved on. Club expectations, nothing's changed. Squad dynamics, we're doing really well. A lot of leaders, a lot of high influential players. End of season team meeting. I told them we're going to qualify for the Europa League. It's part of my under-promise and over-deliver. Emilio Jose is a youth player. This is the injury report. Emilio Jose is a youth player. Benvenuti was out with sports strain for 4 weeks. Rintalfson was out for 5 weeks with some sprained ankle ligaments. Antonio Augusto was out for a little while. There were no serious injuries this year that were long-term. I mean, the longest was the 3 months with the torn knee ligaments by Emilio Jose. And frankly, he's a youth player who's probably never, ever going to see playing time here. So, End of season break. Report back on the July the 7th. We've got that cup coming on. Okay. Maria, Spanish Player of the Year. Carlos Cesar came in second. Ansu Fati came in third. Maria, top goal scorer. Fati came in second. Delgado came in third. Klopp wins head coach of the year. Uche and Maria both made the Spanish division, La Liga team of the season. And then you have a bunch of Barcelona players. Barcelona players. And then Aymar from Athletic Club. And Barry Verdonk and Seferovic were also amongst the substitutes. Got the break coming up. The international break is coming up. The board's upgrading the training facilities. They did that on their own. 7 players for the U21. Maria broke the goal scoring record. 54 goals is the new record. The previous record was Helio, who had 32. He also set the most records for player of the match with 13. Seferovic set a new shutout record of 20. He beat his own record of 18. Hard to believe he's only 21. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, improving by leaps and bounds. Has a tight groin. He's conceded 122 goals in 117 games. That's 1.000 something goals per season. I mean, we played 38 games this year. He allowed 39 goals. Ignore the Champions League because we had the absolute group of death, and 6 of those were in one game. He had 2 shutouts as well. So, 5 goals in 6 games in the Copa del Rey. And he's the Bosnia and Herzegovina starting keeper. So, good young keeper. He's doing very, very well for us. As a matter of fact, everybody left. I knew that was going to happen. So, this is the senior squad. If we arrange them by appearances, Seferovic, 53 starts. 6.93 rating. We just took a really, really solid season for him. Robert Maria, 37 starts, 2 off the bench. 54 goals, 7 assists, 13 players of the match, 7.78 rating. Robert Fernandez, 47 appearances, 1 goal, 7 assists, 2 players of the match. Ahmed Uche, 42 goals, good grief. 42 appearances, 3 off the bench, 5 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match. Daniel Pagano, 40 appearances, 1 off the bench, 3 goals, 5 assists, 1 player of the match. Israel. Is going to replace Reznicek at the right advanced midfielder position unless someone comes in and replaces him, which is a possibility. I won't be the first person to deny that. He's a solid player. 7 goals, 17 assists, 1 player of the match, and 39 appearances, 6 off the bench. Martin Matasevic, a solid campaign, 39 appearances, 5 off the bench, 17 goals, 8 assists, 2 players of the match. Antonio Augusto, really solid at the ball-winning midfielder position. 38 appearances, 6 off the bench, 3 goals, 13 assists, 2 players of the match. Jeremy Sutter on the wing, 38 appearances, 5 off the bench, 9 goals, 6 assists, 1 player of the match. Furman Malo is my young deep-line playmaker midfielder. 33 appearances, 4 off the bench, 1 goal, 4 assists. Coram Piccioni were both out on loan. Barry Verdonk, who was kind of all over the place. He played some striker, he played some winger. 27 appearances, 17 off the bench, 19 goals, 10 assists, 6 players of the match. Benvenuti, 25 appearances, 5 off the bench, 4 goals. Lucas Fabian, who played a lot of time at deep line playmaker. Him and Malo switched out quite a bit. And when he wasn't, he was also up top as a striker. 20 appearances, 18 off the bench, 1 goal, 12 assists, 1 player of the match. Ajay, Slaman and Kostanovic were all out on loan. Zorlu was our loan player in an okay season, 18 appearances, 9 off the bench for 6.88. A couple of times his coach came to me and wanted to talk to me about not playing him. And I was like, I'm not talking to you about that. Jan Reznicek, 14 appearances, 17 off the bench, 5 goals, 11 assists, 1 player of the match. I suspect he may leave, and I'll bring someone new in, and Israel will be the backup. Anders Brodersen got some starts at defensive left back, 12 appearances, 8 off the bench. Bjorn Van Horn, who is going to replace Augusto down the road probably, 8 appearances, 9 off the bench, 1 goal, 3 assists, 2 players of the match. I believe those were all in, those were in La Liga. When Augusto went out, he stepped up. Depending on what happens in the offseason, he People probably go out on loan. Rune Tollefson will definitely get some starts next year at defensive left back. Or no, he is my left winger. Yeah. He and Sutter will probably switch off unless there's teams after Sutter. Everton, Fulham, Wolves want Sutter. I may move Sutter, keep Verdonk over there, and bring Tollefson in as the backup. Diallo, 2 appearances, 13 off the bench. He's upset with me because he didn't get a ton of playing time. Ross Boyce in a limited campaign, but he's here more for depth than anything else. Tim Bish, 1 appearance, 4 off the bench. Not a lot going on there. My B squad is my B squad. They really didn't do much. There's no really good players on there, except Juan Luis Blanco, who's 18, but he got injured. He's out for a while. And then the U19s. I got a couple good young players on there, but they were all out on loan. Dennis Thorpe is an example. I will probably bring him back. He's going to be playing ball-playing defender, rather. I will probably bring him back. He will get some starts next season. He will probably be the new Diallo, which means I'm going to have to find somebody who can play left and right. Costa's got a future as a backup. Adele, he's a good player. I think this 3.5 stars is wrong. I think he's probably a 4-star potential player, especially if he improves. I will probably send him out on loan again next season. And then everyone else is just kind of a throwaway. Valero is about the only one with any potential, and there's nobody on here from this season's youth intake. My youth intakes have been absolutely horrible, which reminds me. Okay, it took 3 threats to get the board to agree to increasing the youth recruitment. Because one of the things that just really annoys me, and I think it's this skin here. One of the things I love about this skin is the fact that it grades this. So our youth facilities are 14, our training facilities are 12, our junior coaching 6, our youth recruitment is 12. We're getting new training facilities. Let's improve the youth facilities. I'm really having to throw my weight around to get some of this stuff done, and that shouldn't be happening. Not especially when we have this much money. We've got 250 million euros in the bank. You should be okay spending a couple million to increase the facilities. I want to increase the data facilities as well, but they're probably upset with me. I don't want to stomp any more feet than I have to. So if we take a look around the other leagues, PSG ran away with Ligue 1. That's expected. I remember when I was playing in FM 2017 as Dunkirk, I would have seasons where I'd get 100, 101 points, and I'd still come in second place because they just spend money like no tomorrow. In the Premier League, Arsenal won. How come Man United? Isn't in the Champions League. Are they still playing? Palace got relegated. Of course they got relegated. Jeez. Okay. The Bundesliga. Oh, look, Bayern won. Oh, Borussia Dortmund broke the Bayern deadlock last year, but they finished 3 points behind this year. I've never played in Germany. Well, I had a lower league save in Germany until the database borked. That was interesting. That could be an interesting place to go. I've never played any teams there. So, when my dad was stationed overseas, we lived in Kaiserslautern. So I saw a few Kaiserslautern games back in the day. This was the late 80s. Or this was the mid 80s when they really weren't all that good. Inter won Serie A again. Lazio 2 points behind, which means their head coach got fired. Juve 72 points. Yeah, their head coach is getting fired. Wow, do they have an old team? Antonio Adnan. Wow, that's a good coach. Holy cow. He was a player at Atletico. Retired head coach Granada Deportivo Betis. I know I've seen the name. Went to Bayern. And then, wow, he parlayed Bayern into Juve. But he's been there less than a year. He's probably not going to be there too much longer. Who else do we need to look at? I don't think we have anyone else to look at. Those are the big five. I mean, I guess we could look at, Porto won Liga NOS, being Benfica by 2 points. So, okay. How are we looking over here in the competition reputation? We're second, still behind the Premier League. Club-wise, we're getting up there. We're top 20, maybe? Let me count here real quick. We are 16th in the world. We have a 4.5-star reputation. And we've gone up a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say... It's a disappointing season in that we didn't win. It's a disappointing season in that we got bumped out of the Champions League the way we did. But we got no one but ourselves to blame. We just had some really bad losses to some really good teams. So we'll get them next season. So I'd be interested in what you think. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM20. I thank you for watching.